Hello all and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be reading chapter 19 of TankGirl Armadillo, a pocket full of M16s. If this is the first time that you've seen this channel, I would just like to point out that I'm reading chapters out of this book. I have a link to the category TankGirl Armadillo on my page. So if you want to start from the beginning, it probably would really help. And now, without further ado, let's get on with it. Chapter 19, A Pocket Full of M16s. I like the title. Jet Girl parked behind a handy, rocked-out crop, and we waited until the midday sun had started to cool off. Barney and Jet Girl lined up their push bikes next to mine. Barney had a Tomahawk, Jet Girl had a Grifter with 3-speed gear changer on the hand grip, and I had a 10-speed racer with the handlebars turned up. Decked out in storm desert camouflage, we merged invisibly into our sandy surroundings. Each of us had a backpack full of hardware. I distributed walkie-talkie headsets. Okay, men, I barked. It's 10 miles to Chankers, and it's downhill all the way. On my mark, start rolling. Stay in formation and watch your speed. If all goes to plan, we should be able to silently swoop into the bank, grab the booty, and be on our way back for tea before anyone realizes what's happening. And remember, anything over 6 million is surplus to requirements, so leave it. We don't need extra weight. Jet Girl and Barney hunched their shoulders and poised themselves for the off, 1 foot on a pedal and 1 foot on the ground. Let's roll, I shouted. We let out our brakes and began our long descent to Chankers. The speed a bike can pick up when left to freewheel for 10 miles down a smooth track on a wind-free day is quite astonishing. By the time we were on the outskirts of town, my racer was traveling so fast I could hardly control it. Jet Girl was still with me, holding formation. Barney on the other cycle was lagging behind, although she's still belting along at a ridiculous rate for a 30-year-old on a child's bike. The rush of air past our unprotected heads rendered our walkie-talkies unusable. Fuck it, I thought. We have to play the whole thing on gut instinct. Jet Girl gave me the nod as she applied slight pressure to her brakes. She fell back behind me as I sneaked on forward into the town century. We were moving at over 60 miles an hour with the equal distance between the three of us, with a stealth-like smoothness to our approach, straight down the main drag of a sleepyhead town. Chankers Bank is situated on the north side of the town square. The square is dominated by a statue of Daniel Chankers, the pioneering miner who claimed the area from the Aboriginals way back in the bad old days. As luck would have it, we arrived at the bank just as a security truck was collecting a consignment of precious gemstones. I saw what was going on and acted on it immediately. I hoped that Jet Girl and Barney would clock to it and follow suit. I put my hand over my head and pulled an automatic assault rifle out of my backpack. It still had a loaded grenade launcher attached to the end, so I fired it off straight at Daniel Chankers' knackers. I missed and hit his wrist instead. The stone-carved hand, which was pointing skywards, fell from the statue, its index finger embedding itself firmly into the dusty ground below. A split second later, I pulled my bike down on its side, riding with my knee scraping the ground and my front wheel still steering speedway style. With one hand firmly clutched the handlebars and the other one on the grip of my rifle, I skidded past the front of the bank and shot the fuck out of the security guys. I blew their knees away first, and anyone who went for a shotgun got a headshot. I was so fast they didn't stand a chance. I winged the guy holding the case of gemstones and threw it up in the air with a spasmodic reflex. Alright, that was the first time I ever heard that fucking word. That was me. Done. I couldn't afford to lose any more speed, so I flicked my bike back up and headed on up the road. Jack Girl sped through moments later, grabbing the falling bag of swag with perfect timing and soaring away with a magnificent victory wheelie. Then came Barney on the tomahawk, riding no hands with 2 assault rifles blasting away. She ripped the hell out of the town sentry. Nothing was safe from her vicious and undiscerning Blitzkrieg. Okay, I looked back to see her screaming her lugs out. Come on, Mum, you fucking bitch. Come out here and I'll blow your fucking tits off. Then, whoop, she rode straight into Daniel Chanker's giant stone hand. I watched in amazement as Barney left her saddle and flew gracefully through the air in perfect somersaults. She didn't let her fingers off the rifle triggers for a moment. The blasting tips of the gun made incredibly swirling orange patterns against the dark blue sky. Every bullet she fired seemed to hit a significant target as shop windows, showroom dummies, car tires, parking meters, and surveillance. There we go. Camera smashed, shattered, exploded, and collapsed in her spiraling wake. Me and Jet Girl skidded to a halt. There was no way we were going to leave Barney standing back there. Plus, it was really great to watch. Barney's rifles emptied and she threw them away just before she hit the ground. She came down perfectly, rolled forward a dozen times like an Olympic gymnast, and stopped upright on a half-kneeling position with one foot firmly on the ground. She instantly whipped 2 handguns out of her backpack and continued to discharge clip after clip into the motionless surroundings. It was absolutely fucking mental. We turned our bikes around and started pedaling like Billy O back down to the square. Barney stopped firing and scrambled through her pockets for some more bullet clips. Then she caught sight of something that made her freeze up. Her eyes were fixed dead ahead, like a kid that's been watching too much TV. She stood up and started moving slowly towards whatever it was. It was out of sight. It was like one of those 50 B movies where people get hypnotized by brain beams and get drawn to by a flying saucer, or drawn into flying saucers. Me and Jet Girl came flying into the square on our bikes. We pulled up behind Barney. Then we saw what was so captivating. About 100 yards away, a woman in her mid-50s, dressed in an ill-fitting purple jogging suit with high-heel shoes and smoking a cheap brand of cigarette, was staring right back at Barney in an unamused perplexity. At her side stood a younger guy, shorter by almost a foot, with a thinning curly blonde mane and a loud Hawaiian shirt that was left unbuttoned just enough to reveal his discerningly hairy chest. I kind of figured they must have been Barney's mother and father. Barney kept on moving towards them, walking like a toy robot with flat batteries. A wave of horrified realization crashed across the woman's face. Her hand went up to her mouth and then she screamed, "Oh shit, my God, it's fucking Barnstable." Me and Jet Girl threw each other a funny look. "Barnstable?" we both asked questioningly. Barney's mom had turned tail and legged it, dragging her man who didn't seem to know what the fuck was going on with her. Barney gave chase, running after them like Terminator gone wrong. Jet Girl followed on her bike. I scooted along behind, humming the theme tune from the Benny Hill Show. Theme tune. Okay. Theme song, not theme song. I don't know. Anywho, that is the end of chapter 19, TankGirl Armadillo. The next one will be chapter 20, The Savage Young Booga. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Remember, just gotta go to the beginning of the category to get to the first chapter, because why hear a middle chapter and not know what the fuck is going on? Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please stay safe and be smart and be kind, because this world's going to hell, and it would just be nice if for once we could all show a bit of kindness to one another. Think about someone other than yourself for once. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.